Hello, this is the Risk-Monger. Today is Earth Overshoot Day, and since things are getting a little bit stinky out there with a lot of the claims of what's happening, I thought we would do an experiment. And so in order to stop the stink, we have two different deodorants that I would like to do a test on. Now, the first one is considered a sustainable deodorant packaging. The other is plastic. Now, one of the things to consider here that's very important is, as we know from how the media has been reporting it, that Earth Overshoot Day is a real problem because of plastic. But let's stop the simplistic generalizations, shall we? And let's see what exactly this entails. So I have a very simple scale here, which I'm going to weigh the difference of packaging between the sustainable glass packaging, which we love to virtue signal that we're sustainable with, and the evil plastic packaging. It's the same 50 milliliters of deodorant. Both of the deodorants are fairly effective, and I think it helps to stop the stink. So the first one we're going to weigh is the glass packaging for this deodorant, because we know that glass is not plastic and therefore it's good. And good means sustainable. And on Earth Overshoot Day, we need to consider that. So let me just turn my scale on for a second here and we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, give it time to sort of settle. So as I put, it's not working here, give it some time. I should change the batteries. Batteries are very good for Earth Overshoot Day since we're not using power. There it is, it's on now. Okay, so we have here for 50 milliliter full package of glass, we have 158 grams of weight to use 50 ml of deodorant. Now I'll take the other plastic packaging and see how much that weighs. Okay, that comes out to 90 grams. Now, if we take 50, let's assume that the deodorant doesn't weigh much more than water. If we take 50 ml weighing 50 grams out, that means that that's 108 grams of packaging in glass, as opposed to 40 grams of packaging for the plastic. So that makes a difference of 68 grams more for the sustainable glass packaging. Now, if you imagine that they'll sell 1 million of these in any day in Europe, that will come out then to 68,000 kilograms more of transportation weight that goes into delivering the same 50 ml of deodorant. Now, I know what you're saying right now. We have to consider the fact that most people, like the no-poo people, know enough. They make their own deodorant, so they don't have to have any packaging. But for the average person who doesn't want to burn their armpits, I think it's safe to say that most of us use normal packaged products. Now, it doesn't stop there. What happens when I'm done my 50 ml of both of these? Well, this one here, actually, which I know we're told plastic is evil, and on Earth Overshoot Day, the media are loving this. But if we stop for a minute and think, there are two ways we can recycle this. One is we can take it to an organization, and they can easily grind it up, turn it into pellets, and repurpose it into a new plastic product. In Belgium, this is very commonly done, and they collect the plastic on the streets every other week for me in my commune where I live. So it's very simple. Or another thing they do in Belgium, which is probably more efficient if you want to save energy and wastewater, is that this, as a petroleum-based product, the energy that has been used to make this plastic can be recovered. It can simply be tossed into an incinerator with very good scrubbing technologies to ensure that the emissions do not escape into the atmosphere, and we can recover the energy, and the energy from incinerators are used to power people's homes. Now, how do you recycle this? Well, that's a little bit of a harder problem, isn't it? Since it's not something like a beer bottle you can just take back to the shop and have them refill. First problem is that they've got a plastic part attached to that. Now that's going to cause some serious issues for recycling it. Because what you have then from this point is a need to separate it, or quite simply, given the nature of the shape of the bottle, they'll just have to smash it up, grind it, and the amount of energy that would have to be used to make new glass out of this, well, it's inconceivable. So I think the bottom line, quite simply, is that on Earth Overshoot Day, things are not so simple. If we can find a way to be a little more rational about how energy is used and how recycling is done and how transportation is done for packaging, and stop with the politics, stop with the fear, stop with the ridiculous virtue signaling claims that a lot of people love to make on a day like today, maybe then we can have something more sustainable. I hope that was a interesting Monger moment for you, and please stay reasonable out there. Thank you.